There's a secret. Not everybody gets to know it, and I think God shares it with a few people, and it's called adoption. People tell us all the time, "Oh, you're such good people." No, we're not. She's so lucky. No, we're lucky. I'm adopted, my husband's adopted, and I have 2 biological children. This woman said to me for years, "You know you're gonna adopt one day." And I said, no, we're not. Because when we're done, we're done. And I'm going to Disney World. We were at a Stephen Curtis Chapman concert, and I was sitting there, and I had seen some pictures on the wall, and I said, "You know, I think I might adopt." And my friend at the time with me said, "Don't do that, your hands are too full." A few minutes later, this film came up on the screen, and so then my little girl comes walking up from the front, and she said, "Mom," she said, "you know we have to go and get one." And I said, "Your dad's gonna think we're crazy." And she said, "Mom," and I said, "I know." And I just knew. We got a phone call in the middle of the summer, and it was my friend Deidre, and she said, "Would you consider this little girl? She's low birth weight. I'll send you a picture right now." And as soon as the picture came on the screen, we're talking the most adorable little tiny thing you've ever seen. We didn't know she had cerebral palsy. We thought it was just low birth weight. Now, I'm sure my adoption agent knew what that meant, but we sure didn't. So I get on a plane, I catch up to my agent. We get to Hanoi, we get on a train the next day, we go 10.5 hours. We end up in this little province, and I meet the woman who took care of Katherine. She was the lady in the orphanage who got the babies with the lowest chance of surviving. They brought Katherine into the orphanage at 1 month old. She had been left outside in a basket. She hands me off this little plump 10-pound baby. She had taken care of this child. Amazing. She called her Kumai, which is the name they give to it's a Vietnamese princess. It's a character from a storybook. I looked outside and I said, "You know, this rain's coming down really fast." I said, "I got a bad feeling. I think we should probably get on the road." So we got back in the van, went back to the little hotel of the province, get to the train that evening, get on the train, and then in the middle of the night, the train stops. And I don't really think too much of it. I don't know what's going on. But the next day passes, the next night, the water's there, it's flooded the fields, the train stopped in the middle of a field. And it is the only natural disaster since 1984. And people are dying. I mean, this is a major flood. And we're stuck on this train, and I have enough formula in a can that I can't read Vietnamese. So I'm only fixing it halfway. Thank God, because I had just enough for that particular trip. And we have no water and food, the rest of us. My agent gets in touch with a Vietnamese wedding bus that agrees to come in for probably a nice charge and rescue us. We get on this bus, it's going through these back provinces, we're falling off the road, the rain's coming down, there's water everywhere. We get to Hanoi, we look up, the bus driver's not there, we don't know where he's at, where he is gone to try to find a route to sneak us into the city, because it's barricaded off. He's back there, and finally I get back to my hotel, and I get there with Katherine, and I lay her down to sleep, and I just cry. From the first time I walked into that little shack, because that's what it was, they called it an orphanage, but it was really a shack out in the middle of a field. And I walked in, and there was this little iron crib on the floor. It looked like a baby doll crib. And I knew which one was mine, so I just immediately went over and I put my finger out, and this baby who's sleeping, and I have pictures of this, lifts her hand up and grabs my finger. That's how I know how much I'm loved, because I have nothing to bring this child except for a name. She has nothing to give me. I have nothing to give, I'm just loved, and that's the secret of adoption. I looked at my husband one day, and Katherine was sitting on my lap, and I said, "Would you ever consider doing this again?" Now, I honestly thought he'd say, "Are you crazy?" And he looked at me and said, "Yeah, I'd do it again."